As always with graph questions, remember that they're supposed to be easy. So this looks intimidating, the answer choices are long, the science here feels a little intense, but just like with the reading section, we're not supposed to care about that. They're telling us to think about the accuracy of the data. So we're going to go through this like a reading question and break these choices apart and think about how they compare with the graph. I'm not interested in the passage. I'm not interested in how one MCP works. I'm not supposed to think about those things. The data, the numbers are what we're being tested on. So let's take a look. What does this sentence say? We do need to kind of use the passage to get the sentence. However, when Empire apples are treated with 1 MCP, so treated, so that's the dark boxes, okay, their flesh turns brown when the apples are first stored in the open air, though not under other conditions. So first stored in the open air, that's the right side of the graph. Well, they do turn brown. I mean, look, it says percent of browning is 50%, but the other dark bar is also high and close to 50. So that just doesn't seem to make sense, right? I mean, they do brown under other conditions. That's the other side of the graph, so that seems wrong. B, roughly half of their flesh turns brown, so okay, it's not exactly 50%, but roughly 50% seems about right, regardless of whether the apples are first stored in the open air. Yeah, because the left side and the right side, they're slightly different heights, but they're both kind of right there near 50, right? So it's close enough. Now, it's not enough for me to just like immediately pick it and just be done with the question. I need to look at C and D because there is an element here where I'm being a little subjective. To me, these are roughly 50. But to someone else, they might be like, no, it's not 50, it's not close enough. So I need to see if there's anything better. C, their flesh browns when they are put directly into a controlled atmosphere, so that's the left side here. But not when they are first stored in the open air. No, this is like the opposite of choice A, right? It's saying the left side is brown, but the right side isn't. But as we said, both of those black bars show browning. So no, this is just not true, this part. D, their flesh turns brown when they are first stored in open air. Okay, so true, though not as quickly as the apple flesh in an untreated group does. So I don't know what would cause someone to interpret this as true. Maybe the fact that the right side is a little bit higher than the left side. I don't know. But the problem here is the word quickly. And this gets to something we see a lot on the reading figure questions because they like to introduce stuff that's mentioned in the passage but not mentioned in the graph. And in this graph, we do not have anything about time, okay? The only thing is that the time is this 3 weeks piece. But that's not saying what happens over those 3 weeks or how quickly the browning occurs. It's just a way of talking about the storage, right? There's 2 ways that these things were stored. I don't know how quickly we got to 50% browning. It's just not on the graph. And so I'm not allowed to pick this because I'm not allowed to make assumptions about something that's not provided by the graph. And for all I know, it says something about this in the passage. It could. I really don't remember. But it's not important because we're not supposed to use the passage. We're supposed to use the graph. And the graph doesn't say anything about it, so it can't be the answer. And as I suspected, choice B, this is the answer. And so we're using very traditional process of elimination here to just go through and, organize our ideas, show our work, and kind of get through the process of this question. This is not about the knowledge of the chemical. It is about your understanding of the graph. So remember that, and that'll help you, remind yourself that it's an easy question if you just take the time to think about each choice.